Yo, what's going on, guys? We're going to talk about the Brooklyn Nets after the Kyrie Kevin Durant trade, where they've netted now five players in return: Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jae Crowder, in exchange for Kyrie, Markieff Morris, Kevin Durant, and T.J. Warren. Now, I think this is a win-win situation. The Nets, they technically now have, I believe, seven draft picks. They have two already before all these trades, one from the Mavericks and four from the Suns. And like I said, they got five players back. So let's talk about what the team is. This is now our man Ben Simmons's team. Ben Simmons. I don't know why I said it like that. Ben Simmons. Okay, I made up a fucking last name for a second, but this is Ben Simmons' team now. I'm just kidding. It's probably more Nick Claxton's team than anybody else's. But this is a team that the starting lineup is probably going to consist of Spencer Dinwiddie, Mikal Bridges, Jake. I don't know if Jae Crowder starts because I would do Spencer Dinwiddie, Mikal Bridges, Dorian Finney-Smith, Ben Simmons, and Nick Claxton. Then you have Jae Crowder, Cam Thomas, Seth Curry, Cam Johnson, Watanabe, Joe Harris, all off the bench. That's really not that bad of a deal. Like a bad team, that's like a decent team right now. And for me, when you look at this situation, it's it's crazy to think about. Also, DeAndre Ayton wasn't involved in this deal, but hey, I mean, like that, I said those 11 players that I mentioned, we still haven't even reached Patty Mills. All right, Duron Sharp, Royce O'Neal. Like Royce O'Neal's in that bunch. Edmund Summer. So when you look at it like that, like you still have Royce O'Neal who could be playing there. Because you think about it, you got Royce O'Neal, Jae Crowder do similar things. You got Mikal Bridges and Dorian Finney-Smith, who are both defensive guys. You got Cam Johnson, all right, who's your shooter with Yuta Watanabe now, that they're going to be both your tall shooters. You got Spencer Dinwiddie. You don't really have a backup point guard, but you hope maybe Patty Mills, Seth Curry, and Cam Thomas can take care of that role. Center, you got, and then, I mean, Ben Simmons is there, so you really have Spencer Dinwiddie and Ben Simmons as your two point guards. Then you have Nick Claxton, Duron Sharp, you know, and then I guess as well Ben Simmons. You don't really have a third big man, but this is still a playoff team. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my God, they're contenders, but it's definitely something to look at, something to watch. And this isn't a bad team. Jock Vaughn's a good coach, and I wonder if there's bigger issues in Brooklyn than we're unaware of. Like, what if this is actually like, a bad spot and people aren't not a fan of it? I wonder, okay? I do wonder what becomes of this. So I think like this is a this is a deal like this team isn't terrible and there's worse situations, but it's worked it can work out. Like they're not a dumpster fire that like people are insinuating that they are. And I think when you look at this team's gonna have to rely on defense. They've got the shooting, and I think we need to give, the team the benefit of the doubt because again, I'm not going to sit here and say Brooklyn Nets are championship contenders, but this team is definitely a bit better than we're giving them credit. And they're going to be a defensive oriented team that's going to beat you in transition, and they're going to shoot you a lot of 3-point shots. Okay, they're not going to be a team that's going to sit here and be like, oh, we're going to play ISO ball. Now, this is going to be a team like we got a lot of shooters, we got a lot of size, we got length. We're going to shoot over top of you, and it's not, Nick Claxton and hopefully Ben Simmons gets a bit more aggressive and starts attacking the rim. But besides that, yeah, no, this is going to be more so the boys out here figuring, out how to play with each other, and I think it's going to go well. All right, I think it's going to be a lot better than People initially imagine it's going to be a lot more smoother of a transition into what, some might say is a new era. And yeah, maybe, it is a new era, but that's that's what needed to be done. So for me, I think, hey, if this is a team that can make the playoffs, they could really, with this roster, hold the seed that they're at. What, they're top five seed right now, and in the East, and believe it or not, that I think it's well within their grasp of being able to retain that seeding. So don't be surprised if this is a team that we see come playoff time end up going to the second round and surprising people that were able to stick around that long, because this is a team that is definitely well more equipped than I think people will give them the benefit of the doubt. So I think that's definitely going to be something that will be fun to watch as the season progresses. A great storyline to see. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts. You know, what do you guys think of this and why? I definitely think it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. But no, I'll definitely admit that I'm a fan of the. You know, you got what you could, and I don't think they're really that mad. Okay, you got what you could, and they're just happy they didn't walk away empty-handed and lose Kyrie and Kevin Durant basically for nothing. I think that's the big thing that they were trying to avoid, and that's what they were able to avoid. So just say kudos to them for being able to avoid that, because it's not easy. Everyone's trying to fleece everyone in the NBA. That's what this business is about. So for them to be able to walk away with their heads held high, knowing that they didn't get robbed, is quite, I think, good on them. So let me hear your thoughts down below. If there was anything I might have missed, like, comment, and subscribe. But that's going to be the video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy. Bye.